Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm Jane from Tainan University. I'm Jane from Tainan Municipal Haidong Elementary School. Okay. My topic is about integrating the KWL strategy in lessons about the ocean environment in an EFL primary classroom. Basically, it's a PBL project that for students to create a work that has meaning beyond walls of school. So my subjects are 15 students from 5th grade, and we meet weekly for about 3 months from September to December. My data are collected through KWL chart, KWL student checklist, students' reflection, photos and videos and written work from students. Okay. And the materials I have prepared for the project are a large world map and a globe, oceans worksheet, KWL chart worksheet, photos and videos about ocean issues, and a storybook called I Can Save the Ocean for reading. For the global connection part, I started to look for a partner in September. So luckily we got one country that we can connect with. Okay. So what are my learning objectives? I think that I hope that students will be able to identify the location of the oceans and the continents, and they can be aware of ocean plastic pollution, to learn about the threats of plastic waste to our oceans and animals. After they learn all of this knowledge, then they can connect with global students and talk about the Sustainable Development Goals. So they can reflect on and share their experience with others. And eventually, I hope that they can improve their reading comprehension and their communication skill. Okay. So let's take a look at our lesson plan overview. Step 1, introduction to sea creatures and the oceans. Step 2, what impact can plastic have? Step 3, finding solutions. What can we do for us to save the ocean? And step 4, sharing their knowledge, their reflection within groups, in their class, and with global students. So now let's look at what have we been doing in our class. Okay, step 1. For step 1, we first learn about the world map. Okay, so I also put all the data on Padlet. So when they are at home, they can just go on the practice. So after we get the introduction to the world map, then we have a drag and drop online game. This is a very interesting game. It's very practical. That students are very engaging with their practice, and they are hoping they can win the gold medal if they can complete the task. Okay. So here is a little a video. Drag and drop to find the location. And once they are complete their task, the speed will go faster. So that's about it. That the kids have a little fun on the drag and drop game. Okay. After we learn about the map, then we go on to talk about ocean animals. So we did KWL chart worksheet. I have students do that individually. So I want to understand, is there any gap between their knowledge. So they have to do that on their own. And later we shared within the class. Okay. For step 2, we focus on the impact of plastic waste. We talk about, we collect data, we collect statistics about how much litter is in our ocean, what kind of trash is littering our ocean around the world, and what are the threats to ocean creatures. So we have some data about the top 10 trash items we find in the ocean, and what country is polluting the ocean the most. So that happens to be China. Okay, they are the top one. Okay. So, and then we also watch some videos, photos about the ocean issues. So I hope that can inspire students writing on their KWL charts. And then we did think, pair, and share. Okay. For further reading, we have a book called I Can Save the Ocean. So that I hope that through the book, students can find out what it means to be environmentally green. So in the book, we'll see some ocean issues, and there are also some solutions for the kids to read. Okay. Then for step 3, we talk about what can you do, how can you make a difference. So we have a discussion, and we have kids make a poster to raise their awareness. And we plan on going on a beach cleanup later on. Okay. So for step 4, we finally managed to challenge our students for a global connection. So on November 6th, we had a Skype meeting with Russia, students from Russia. And first we have we call it mystery Skype. Mystery Skype is by asking yes/no questions. The teachers knows what country each class is, but the students don't. So they have to apply what they learn about the geography. So they ask questions, yes/no questions, to locate the school. Question like, is your country in Asia, in Europe? Is it North Hemisphere? Is your country near the sea, the ocean? Is it landlocked? Is it a big country? So kids had a lot of fun doing this. Let's watch some of the videos here. And before that, we did several times of rehearsal, and everyone has assigned a task. Some are no keeper, no takers. Some are answer, and some are ask question answer asker. At the beginning, I thought like kids might be very nervous, but actually they had so much fun and asked me if they can do it again. Sorry? Is it a big country? Yeah. Sorry for that.
Are you in Russia? Yes.
Yeah, that's the question. They are from Russia. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. So after the research, one of my findings, I think that I applied several times with the KWL chart, and I think that it's very good for knowing the students' prior knowledge, and it's also very good to develop students' critical thinking and research skills. But what I found that is quite difficult for students with lower cognitive skills, that they actually need extra additional guidance. Okay, so it becomes time-consuming for the class. Okay, and then it slows down the process of learning. Okay, so this is the teaching method I'd like to share with you that I've been using a lot recently. Is the use of graphic organizers. That makes it so much easier for students to classify their ideas and communicate. And now we are doing a lot of workshop for designing a lot of workshop for students. So I think graphic organizers are very good. And the second one is banana grain. Have you ever occurred to you why it's a banana? Because anagram are going to drive you bananas. Drive you nuts. Okay. But because I bought this in New Zealand, but there are 144 tiles, but it's quite small. So if you want to apply it in your whiteboard or blackboard, it's not quite easy for students to read. So I make it more applied. So these are the letters that I need for all those tiles. Okay. The number of the letters. Okay. And the last part that what I have learned from New Zealand education, I think most of the teachers here have shared a lot of ideas. And in addition to all the strategy practices, I think the most important that most impressed me a lot is that I saw teachers engage in designing their curriculum, and I saw they are interacting in thoughtful and caring way with their students, and that's what I have learned. And I'm really glad that I can be part of the program, and thanks to all the professors. Okay, yes, okay, thank you.